Hello, Foxy Finds here, and welcome back to Foxy's Shiny Quest. Last week I focused on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so this week I wanted to showcase one of the other major shiny hunting games, Legends Arceus, as well as make use of Pokemon Go's Community Day Classic event. Without further ado, let's get started. In Legends Arceus, you can find outbreaks of Pokemon where 4 will spawn at a time. In these, the 4 will be of a particular Pokemon or any of its evolutions. As you can see here, I was extremely lucky and found the evolved Ninetales as my very first shiny of the week. It's said that if you touch one of its tails, Ninetales can curse you, though this does not appear to be the case if Ninetales actually wants you to touch its tails. Its inspiration is the Japanese myth of the nine-tailed fox, so its name is pretty on the nose. Next we have Machoke, quite the easy shiny to spot here. Despite appearances, this Pokemon is not wearing shorts, that's just the coloration of its body. Conversely, it is wearing a belt. Its belt is to suppress its power, as otherwise it would be too strong for it to be able to control itself. These Pokemon have been shown to assist with moving heavy objects and working with moving companies in the Hoenn games. On to a hunt that I almost made a severe mistake on because the shiny is very subtle from a distance, Oshawott. Oshawot's weapon of choice is called a Scalchop. While it looks like a shell, it's actually made by Oshawott's body. It's made of keratin and is detached from its body and used as a weapon and then is reattached. It's oddly equivalent to making a weapon out of fingernail clippings. Kinda gross, Oshawott, not gonna lie. So for this, I thought I had caught the shiny when I had not. I was about to end the recording, but luckily I didn't because I decided I would double check just to make sure, and I'm really glad I did. I almost walked away from this one. And to round out this game, we have Skorupi. This encounter really shows how easy it is to spot Pokemon in Legends Arceus compared to the lack of any indicator that you get in Scarlet and Violet versions. Back in the Sinnoh games where this Pokemon was released, it was notable for being found in the Great Marsh, a place where catching Pokemon was much more chance-based and a lot less reliant on having a good Pokemon or strong Pokeballs to capture it. You were basically chucking base Pokeball rates at full health Pokemon, not really great. And they had a chance of running away each time that you failed. It was pretty worth it though, as the evolution was quite good in battle. Also, this is the second Scorpion Pokemon to be released, but the first one that actually walks on the ground. I don't really like that should be trivia, but it is. I much more like my Scorpions on the ground as opposed to every other alternative. Changing tones here, we move to Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go typically has a Community Day event once a month. Occasionally, it has an additional Community Day Classic event. This is one where you can catch a Pokemon from a previous Community Day with the same shiny luck that you can have on a Community Day event. The Pokemon in question, Porygon, is from a Community Day Classic event. One of my favorite Pokemon lines, Porygon was originally said to be the first man-made Pokemon. Since Gen 1, there's been a lot of added asterisks. Let's just say it's the first intentionally made Pokemon in recorded history that was documented. I'm pretty sure that's a safe statement. This Pokemon sadly was permanently cut from the anime along with its evolutionary line, with the exception of a few intro scenes or movies or clips from specials. We never had a proper introduction. Here's a little bit of history about that. You know how a bunch of games and movies have this warning about flashing lights? Well, guess which Pokemon led us to finding out that flashing lights can cause seizures and headaches? Wrong, it was Pikachu. Poor Porygon here got the blame for the episode it was supposed to be introduced in, but Pikachu was the one that attacked a rocket that was fired at them within virtual space. The resulting flash led to the largest mass seizure event in the world. Over 700 people had seizures, vomiting, headaches, migraines. It was kind of awful. And Pokemon took a 4-month hiatus after the event, and they wanted to make sure that they figured out what it was and to make sure it didn't happen again. Going back to Porygon though, this Pokemon has a special part of its coding, not the coding in the games, the coding in its physical body, because in the Pokemon universe it is made of code since it's man-made. It's a digital Pokemon. This Pokemon has some special coding that prevents it from being copied. However, it is still capable of reproducing and having eggs. Interestingly enough, this Pokemon was created in the year 1995 by the same company that invented the Master Ball. What's better than Porygon? Why, Porygon 2. When traded with an upgrade disc, this Pokemon becomes rounder as its polygon count increases drastically. Its AI is now more accurately AI, as it is capable of learning new behaviors outside of its original coding. And just like in our world, someone saw that Porygon could be upgraded and tried to make a better one themselves. Unfortunately, it got a virus or corrupted or something. The disc that it was intended to get this second upgrade through didn't quite have the expected results. Now its head floats upside down above its body jitters around randomly. This gives us Porygon Z. This Pokemon's corrupt and its behavior is erratic. It seems like its creator keeps producing more discs though, as they're not too hard to find. However, their identity is, to this day, unknown. We went from strictly following code to having AI that allowed for additional learning to now behaving completely outside of the original programming or any learned behaviors. This Pokemon was one of the main Pokemon that I used on my original playthrough of Pokemon White. It was a strong member of the team. I can remember first seeing it animate as well as other lines. Since we didn't get to see it in the anime, getting to watch how it... Oh, I got a little carried away with that last one. Porygon Z is one of my favorites. Some Pokemon just have more interesting trivia to me than others. Well, one more week down and 7 more Pokemon to add to our count. In the description, I'm going to leave a link to a Pokédex tracker that I use. That way, you can check out any time to see what Pokemon I've already caught. Well, that's all for this video. Join me in the next one as we have more shinies and more trivia. Have a wonderful day, and as always, happy hunting!